Hey everybody, welcome to Climb the Ladder for our 42nd episode presented by Washed Up Network. I'm your co-host Hunter, and my equally good-looking twin brother Duncan is sitting right here with me. We've got an awesome guest for you guys this week. And thank you to everybody who's been tuning in each week, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes and Spotify, and now YouTube. This episode is brought to you by Kiko's Coffee and Tea. Use code CTLW at checkout for 16% off your purchase. As always, let's climb the ladder.
Hey everybody, welcome on to episode 42 and the eve of our first official full-length MLB season as the Climb the Ladder podcast. So we're excited to be here. We're in it for the long haul, a full 162 games slated up starting here on Thursday, April 1st, and we could not be more excited. So
Can't hardly believe it.
yeah, we are ready to talk all about opening day. The Mariners getting excited, obviously. We've got a couple contracts still lingering out there, as well as obviously a little bit of March Madness to discuss. My bracket, which I'll talk a little bit more here in a second, has gone up since last week. So sports are cooking. The NBA is in full swing. The NFL draft is around the corner. So in contrast to a year ago, we are in full speed ahead. So first and foremost, the first thing we have to talk about is the Mariners as they head back home to Seattle this week and get ready for Thursday.
I am itching. I don't know how I'm going to focus all week for work because when this episode is released, we will be 24 hours away from opening day and 48 hours until I will be in a bleacher seat with Hannah at Safeco Field watching the Mariners, hopefully with an undefeated start to the 2021 season.
Yeah, Hunter's going to see the only undefeated Mariners in history at 1-0, hopefully. But,
hey, 1-0 mindset.
hey, if they're taking anything out of Russell Wilson's book, I mean, it's all about 1-0. Obviously, a little easier said than done in football than baseball, but hey, we're in it for the long haul. 162 games, hoping for at least 500. That's
Hey, if we can get
kind of the bar.
if we can get 2 sweeps to start the season, because the first 6 games of the season are at home. Start off the season 6-0 on a home stretch before we go on the road. That would be awesome. But we have a little bit of news out of the Mariners camp as they return to Seattle for the week to start the season with opening day on Thursday, April 1st. So in recent news, Kelenic, who we've been talking about, he's the number 4 top prospect in the league right now. He got reassigned for the Mariners. So he's in the minor league system, which, as you guys know from a couple of our recent episodes, the minor league season got delayed to start at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend, I believe. And so Kelenic will now be playing in the minor league spring training. So he'll get more reps. He'll get his big thing right now is he wants competition. So he'll still get real game time action in these minor league spring training games. And he'll be able to develop for almost another 2 months until that minor league starts. And then, I mean, he can get brought up early summer, he can get brought up late summer, just wherever he's at in his development and what the need for the team is.
Yeah, Kelenic has been a huge piece of conversation this year. If you've been around Mariners baseball at all, you know that there's been kind of a lot of controversy whether people start him, whether they make the decision to keep him with the Rainiers for a little bit. But no doubt in my mind, by sometime this summer, if not sooner, Kelenic is in Seattle starting. And I think that he's going to have quite the career because he's young, as well as a lot of these other guys. But we've got a pretty promising lineup here, especially looking at that opening day lineup.
Yeah, and then another name before we get into the guys that'll be on the field in Seattle to start the season, Julio Rodriguez, who's another big prospect. he's going to be reassigned with Kalenic, so he'll get those reps. And I mean, it'll only help. Like those two guys will be ready to go. We're excited to dive in with Travis a little bit more on the lineup. And speaking of Taylor Trammell, we're excited to see him this season. And hopefully he's the guy. Hopefully he's just ready to go. But right now, Trammell and Jake Fraley are going to be competing for the left field job. So it's looking like Trammell, but we'll see who ultimately takes the field on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see something like that, a little friendly competition, I mean, really leading up the week of opening day, there's nothing wrong with that. If you've got two people who are equally qualified for the job, that in my eyes is even better for depth because injuries happen. It's a long season, especially in the outfield. You're hustling, you're sprinting all across the outfield. And so you've got to have people, you really have to have a 4, 5, and 6 to your 1, 2, and 3 in the outfield. You got to have guys that can go in there at the drop of the bat and really equal production and be a good just asset to the team. So I'm excited to have a lot of depth this season, and I think that outfield can make a big difference. So whoever starts, I think we'll see a lot of the other one as well.
For sure. And our guy getting the nod to start on the bump for opening day for this incredible, so much highly anticipated 2021 Mariners season. Marco Gonzalez will be starting, which means, well, we'll get into it a little more after this, but I think number 2 in the depth of the pitching roster is Big Maple James Paxton. I think I'll get to see him on Friday night, but we'll loop back to that because Marco Gonzalez, I mean, leading the pitchers here for the Mariners. Hopefully we see what we're really looking for.
Yeah, I've always liked Marco. I think you said earlier that this is his 4th straight opening day start. If
Third.
I Third.
Yeah, next season, if the pattern continues, would be his 4th.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about Marco. I've always liked him. As long as he's healthy, he's on it. One thing also, as we're in March, transitioning to April, Gonzaga full speed ahead, remains undefeated. His alma mater. He's a fellow Zag. He's a Washington guy. And so it's great to see them doing work in March Madness, but also him doing work this Thursday on the Hill for the Mariners. So he's one that I think the Mariners know how valuable he is, and one that we can definitely not let out of our grip, because if we do, he's kind of the leader of the pitching staff. So I don't think we'd be in any good direction from there.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy. He's the face of pitchers, and just excited to see him just running things for Seattle. Oh man, we had a little behind the scenes that our viewers on YouTube will be able to see.
Classic, think you hit the mute button, but you actually didn't.
Yeah, if that's not a year into COVID, just speaking the work from home Zoom meetings live.
Well, then you have the bright studio light in the face, and it's just like, come on, man.
So for anybody that missed that, Duncan thought that he clicked mute.
Hey, if we're a year into, Zoom and remote work and all that, and that's the first time, and it's on our podcast with my brother, pretty solid. And
That's pretty good.
This freaking bright light in our face. If we were only an audio podcast and we didn't do any video content, wouldn't have the light on. But
true. Yeah, you guys should you guys should see our behind the scenes pictures. Maybe we'll send you what our setups look like, but like on boxes with lights, with the microphone's popped up.
Well, also for anybody who doesn't know, I think I get it from Hunter, but there's like this weird sneezing thing in our family, and also it's like a Washington thing. Like since the sun doesn't come out a lot in Washington, like for example, today in Boise it was 73 and actually hot out. and in Seattle it's 44 and just pissing with rain. And
So bad.
so anytime it is sunny, you walk out and you just start sneezing because the sun makes you sneeze. And so now that's like ingrained. Like I've been in Boise now for like 6+ years, but now it's just like ingrained in my head that like bright lights make you sneeze because they always
Yeah,
say like,
no way around it.
yeah, if you have to sneeze, look at the sun or something. But yeah, it's just like brutal. So that's kind of the backstory to the whole sneezing with the light in your face thing.
Well, yeah, everybody heard it and the YouTube viewers saw it. Um, but yeah, getting into the projected lineup that they have for opening day for the Mariners. We got our quick speedy shoes out front with JP Crawford. And
I
then
love Jake P. Crawford. He it's probably been a couple seasons now with the Mariners. Last season's kind of foggy since it was short and
yeah.
weird, but he is so quick and he is so fun to watch. I mean, I can't get enough of the guy, and I hope he's around for a long time. But the next one that you're about to say, Mitch Haniger, I could not be more excited to have Haniger back doing
So
his
glad he's
thing.
back.
He's already, even though he's young, he's kind of already a Mariners veteran just because he's been around now for a few years,
Oh yeah.
compared to a lot of these young guys. But I am stoked to watch him.
Yeah, and then we got classic 3-hole Kyle Seager Kyle Lewis in the 3-hole, and then Big Siegs batting cleanup for us.
Love that. Love that. The next one, who I don't know a ton about, but I know the name is Ty France. Excited
Yeah,
to
one
see
of our
him a
new
little
guys.
bit. Dylan Moore, I'm excited. I remember actually watching his first major league at bat on the TV. He was a young guy. They pulled up from Tacoma like halfway through the season, and then he actually had a really productive game for his first ever showing. So hoping that he has a good outing on opening day. And I think he's a pretty solid guy to have in the lineup on opening day.
Yeah, and then 8 and 9, we have Evan White. Man, can't wait to see what this guy has in store for us. And then catcher Tom Murphy. Usually a good spot for the catcher, but I mean, hey, sometimes you need power in the depth of the lineup. So there you go.
That is one thing that the Mariners have done well the last few years is not putting all of their eggs at the top of the basket. They've kind of been able to spread them out. That was a nice Easter pun if you didn't catch that. Um, but Tom Murphy, obviously catcher, usually sees themselves in like that 7, 8, 9 spot, hoping to have some good production from the catcher at the bottom because a lot of times you're like, well, he's a good catcher. He kind of sucks at the plate, but we'll keep him behind the plate. So hoping for good stuff out of Tom Murphy. I know that him and Marco have a good relationship. So hoping for some success there. All right. And before we get into the great interview with Travis here coming up, one thing that I know Hunter's excited to talk about and probably will be even more so next week is he's going to be a fan in the stands on Friday night.
Yeah, so like I said, hoping to see number 2 pitcher, Big Maple, James Paxton. He's back in Seattle, and hopefully he gets the nod for Friday night. Going to be big energy. I know that opening day is already sold out to 9,000 fans, which is normal capacity, but hey, sold out in Seattle, we'll take it. I bet Friday night's going to get there too. I was in a queue of over 2,000 fans trying to get tickets last week. So
Yeah,
happy that it's here. Hannah and I are just pumped. I'll get into the ballpark eats a little bit later, what I already have planned to get. And you'll hear a little bit from Travis as well, I'm sure. But so pumped to be back in the stands. I didn't think that I would go to a live sporting event in the stands before I went back to a concert. So this is pretty huge.
That's true. Yeah, it's really exciting. I was actually surprised that you got tickets for the second day because of the high demand. But then again, if it doesn't sell out, then we're like, classic Mariners. But the weekends are always busy, so really excited to hear about that. You'll have to do a live for the CTL Washed Up
Oh
Instagram
yeah,
page.
I'll go live
Um,
for everybody.
Excited to see the Seattle dog and the garlic fries and the nice draft Bodie
Oh
ready.
yeah.
But finally, in some other baseball news, last week we hinted at it a little bit, but Lindor from the Mets recently met with new owner Steve Cohen, and they are discussing the finalization of a $300 million contract, likely going to close before opening day this Thursday.
That's crazy. And if anybody is having a little bit of a gap in our episode last week, we talked about the combined contracts. It would cost the Mets around $500 million. And so 300 million is looking fairly promising.
Yeah, that is quite the contract, and I think that he's going to get it if there's been that much talk about it.
Well, yeah, and if
But
the Mets are going to do what they hope with all these signings and all the money that they're spending, they have to sign Lindor to this.
yeah, definitely a key to that puzzle. Well, one more contract to talk about right before the season gets going is the Astros Carlos Correa. He is in a nice host of shortstops. There's a lot of young shortstop talent right now, but he just rejected this last weekend a 6-season, $120 million contract from the Astros, which makes him a free agent after this season. So he will remain in the Astros lineup through the 2021 season, but come this fall, hoping that the Astros don't make the playoffs. For all Astros haters out there, but Carlos Correa looking to be a free agent, and he's going to be a hot ticket item.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see where he goes. I mean, I don't think there's anything in the talks yet, but I think that this season will be a big determining factor to see which teams have some needs that need to be filled. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, this season could also make or break his trade value as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's kind of bold to reject a big offer before the season because if you get injured, if your numbers tank, anything like that, I don't think they will because he's really good. But say they do, you could have just totally lost your value. It's kind of like deal or no deal. You're risking it there,
Yeah,
hoping that you get a bigger number at the end.
he definitely has a target on his back, but I mean, hey, he could also just this is his time to shine, show up.
Yeah, excited to see what these pending contracts do. And the first half of your episode brought to you by Raise Energy, by Rep Sports. We are associated with Raise Energy, and they are the best way to keep fueled throughout your workday, throughout your workout, throughout your weekend projects. Anything that you have to do, Raise will fuel you. So head over to repsports.com and enter code CTL Raise. That's CTLRAZE for 15% off your total purchase, because not only do they have energy drinks, they've got sleep aids, they've got pre-workout, which really kicks you into gear. They've also got some recovery stuff. So make sure you get your hands on their whole host of flavors. But without further ado, let's get into our interview with Travis Lems. Now welcoming on very special guest, our longtime friend we met over 10 years ago, I believe, Travis Lems. Welcome to the podcast, Travis.
Thanks, Duncan.
We are
Yeah,
excited.
we can't imagine leading up to Major League Baseball opening day and opening the Mariners at home with none other than one of the biggest Mariners fans, Travis Lems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Travis is fully decked out in his gear, ready for this Thursday. So whose jersey do you have on today?
It's a blank one.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that's even better sometimes because then it just never expires.
Yeah.
Well, right on, man. Well, for everybody who doesn't know who Travis is, we met Travis, like I said, over 10 years ago. I think when we started playing junior football way back in the day, we were probably 11 or 12, and then played baseball and stuff all the way through high school together. And you and Hunter were co-managers on the football team. So there's been a lot of connections over the years, and obviously now we're just a bunch of Seattle sports fans. So we're excited to talk some Mariners, maybe a little Seahawks with you today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, first question I've got for you. Tell me how you think the Mariners are going to start this season. A little bit of predictions.
They're gonna start pretty well, I think, because they got Taylor Trammell, and he's been a beast in spring training. So I'm really looking forward to him and Mitch Haniger back.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited for Haniger to come back. He's definitely one of my favorite players and one that I think that we can always count on as long as he can stay healthy. So I'm also excited for that new guy, Taylor Trammell. It looks like he'll be pretty good along with Kyle Lewis and Evan White and a couple of the other young guys that we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got JP Crawford in the projected lineup. He's supposed to lead off. He's a quick guy. So hopefully we can get the production out of him that we're looking for and really start off with a bang.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
one question I've got for you, Travi. What do you think, or who do you think, I guess, is set to have the biggest year for the Mariners? Because I feel like there's a lot of young talent, but who in your eyes is just going to have an awesome year?
I think Mitch Haniger's bound to have a bounce back year. So all the injuries and the surgeries he's had. So he's gonna come back stronger and better this year
Yeah,
than the
I
last
think
couple years.
we're due for Mitch Haniger. I mean, he's been electric just in the past seasons, and then we kind of missed him last year. So hopefully he's all healed up and healthy and ready to go.
Yep.
So we've talked a little bit about some of the fielding positions. We've talked a little bit about the bats, but Travi maybe, and then Hunter, what are you guys thinking on the pitching staff this year? Because I know we've had a couple people go. We've had a couple people join the team. We've got James Paxton back. So overall thoughts on the starting lineup and kind of how we're looking this year.
Um, I'm really happy Paxton's back. Big Maple. The I guess we'll see what happens, but hopefully our starting pitching does better. And our bullpen.
Yeah, they're projecting that Marco Gonzalez will get he'll get the nod for opening day. So that'll be cool to see him back on the bump. This will be his third opening day start, actually. And I was reading a stat earlier that if he starts next season on opening day as well, he'll be tied with Jamie Moyer for opening day starts for the Mariners. And the only previous Mariners pitchers that would have more opening day starts than him would be Randy Johnson and Felix Hernandez.
That's crazy.
So I hope that Marco shows up, and I mean, he's supposed to be our guy. And I think that if he can be the head of the bullpen that we've been looking for, then we'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm predicting he goes 7 innings on opening day.
I
and
like
gets
that.
like 8 strikeouts.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling.
All right. We'll hold you to that here on Thursday, and I think that he can do it. I think that Marco's had a couple strong outings to start the season off, and he's one that I'm hoping kind of leads the momentum in the pitching staff. So hopefully he can come out hot, get a good 7 innings in, and hopefully our bullpen then will come in and show up and make sure that we can take care of business. So I'm excited for him. I'm really excited for the addition of James Paxton. I was sad to see him go, but usually once the Mariners get rid of someone, we don't really get them back. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is usually once somebody leaves the Mariners, they don't come back. So it's cool to have Big Maple back in the rotation, probably as our number 2 guy.
Yeah, I heard he's probably number 2.
Yeah, which is solid. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a guy who we want. Like, we need strength in our bullpen. And yeah, if we can get, 7 or 8 innings out of him and then bring in a closer, like, that would be just a hot start for the Mariners, and that's really what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think one of the problems that we've seen in the last couple years, among a lot of things, with all the losing that the Mariners do, I think one of the biggest things is we'll have a good first person in the series. So Felix Hernandez was traditionally the guy, and then we go into our second and third game with nobody to come in and continue that momentum, and we would just get destroyed.
Yeah.
So
This is tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Travi, how many games do you think you're gonna go to this season?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
Might be going next Monday, the 5th, with Andrew Wilmon.
Nice. That'd be
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody heard our interview, the episode that we had with Andrew, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice, man. That'll be fun. What are you looking forward to getting back to the ballpark now that it's been, 2 years since anybody has gone? We missed the whole last season.
Yeah. Just the atmosphere and the crowd noise. Because
Yeah,
it would always be at home and stuff.
Yeah, you can't really beat Safeco Field, and even though it's T-Mobile Park now, we still call it Safeco.
Yeah. Always. Till we die, man.
Yeah, till we
Yeah.
die. So do you have that ideal, that beer, food that you're gonna get before you even find your seat when you get into the stadium? Like, what are you
Yeah.
going for?
Probably the Seattle dog or fish and chips.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
we were just talking about the Seattle dog. That
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah.
Unless you've had it before and you know exactly what we're talking about,
Yeah.
it just you can't picture it, but it's just so good. It like takes the hot dog to the next level.
Yeah.
What Hunter said that you were drinking like a Northwest IPA. What do you have there today?
St. Archer IPA.
Ooh,
Yeah.
St. Archer. Does that say?
Oh, there you go.
This is Mariners IPA, and they got the logo on the back.
Oh, got the logo. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
That's a can that you've got to hang on to. I don't think I've heard of that one, but next time I'm in
It's pretty good.
Washington, yeah, I'll have to go check it out.
Let's give it a cheers to opening day. I also have a little Seattle brewery going on with Johnny
Cheers.
Utah. So
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Man, yeah, that's cool. We'll have to get our hands on some of that Mariners IPA. That looks like a good one to kick off the season.
And it's from San Diego, California.
Oh, no way. Maybe
Yeah.
I can find it around here then.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Well, Travis, one question that I wanted to do for a little bit of throwback and reminiscing on our playing baseball days. Do you have a favorite game or a favorite moment that kind of stands out in your head of all the years that we played together? Just anything that, I know there's a lot of years of it, but anything that stands out to you?
I think just like the bond when we were on the Phillies and your dad was coaching.
Yeah.
And John Bell and all of them. And
yeah, that was fun. That was a really fun team.
Yeah.
I think we were freshmen in high school.
I think so too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, like Duncan said, other than baseball, Travis and I were managers for the football team together for a couple of years. And there was no better unit that you could have out there. We were the go-to guys for Freddie.
Yeah. Can I mention a memory from football?
Yeah.
Go for
highlight. Or there was one game. It was a home game. I think we might have played Sammamish, and I was like, "Hey Isaiah, you gonna make a catch over a defender?" And he did, like the next play or something.
Oh yeah, called it, and then he just mossed the guy, huh?
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories, this is actually a football memory too, but I don't remember which year Travis started being co-manager with Hunter, but I remember it was like those
sophomore.
Oh yeah.
Sophomore
Okay, so that makes sense because I remember it was so hot one day. It was like one of those August or September practices, and the whole team comes over to the sideline, and Hunter and Travis are just going tag team on filling the water bottles. And it was like, you guys did so much other
Yeah.
stuff, and you left all of that to like the trainers and stuff would help you, like Haley and
Yeah.
the other girls. But that one day there's like nobody else there, and you guys were filling like 60 water bottles as fast as you could.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy scorching hot day.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. I feel like on that day or one of those hot summer practice days, I feel like you dumped a whole bag of ice on yourself or something.
Me?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like
Yeah, I think I
remember
did,
that
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Quack did it or someone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it
yeah.
was. I think you probably got the ice bath from Croc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're right in the middle of March Madness. How's your bracket going?
I didn't do one this year. But
Oh, no bracket?
yeah, no bracket. I just been working a lot. So
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think's gonna take the whole thing? We almost have the Elite Eight set.
yeah. I'm hoping Gonzaga. Because that's like the team that I'm thinking goes all the way. And they're like from Seattle or close to our team, you know?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, they're a hard team to beat. They're pretty much unstoppable right now.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say, since you didn't make a bracket, you're not really missing out on much, because
Yeah.
last week my bracket was down to 8%, and I am back at 20% this week, but it's just so bad. All of the games have been crazy, and honestly, I've just been rooting for all the upsets because it's a lot more fun to just watch than to cheer for my bracket picks.
Yeah. I'll probably do one next year. But I was like out of it this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a lot of upsets this year. I mean, everybody's bracket is just busted. Pretty cool Pac-12 matchup right now with Oregon versus USC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it going on right now?
Yeah, at the moment USC is up 23-19. So pretty close.
Or I'm saying Oregon gets like a last second shot to win it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Well, UCLA just took down Alabama in
Yeah, I saw that.
overtime.
Oh, I didn't see the final.
It just ended right before we started on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was number 11 UCLA over number 2 Alabama. So now it's Michigan versus UCLA.
I was watching the first part of that game earlier, and I didn't realize that UCLA was one of the first 4 games. So they were one of the original 68, not 64. So they made their way in, and they're really carving a path. So between them and Oregon State, and then whoever wins between Oregon and USC, that's 3 Pac-12 teams guaranteed in the Elite Eight.
That's crazy.
Plus Gonzaga.
Yeah. I kind of see Gonzaga and Oregon for the championship.
I think
or Final Four.
Yeah, they'll that's a high possibility for the next round. Oregon has looked really good. So I mean Gonzaga Oregon would be a really good matchup. But also, as big of a Seattle Mariners fan that Travis is, he's probably a bigger Seattle Seahawks fan. What do you think? What do you think with all this off-season stuff going on?
Yeah, man. I know Russell's gonna stay for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that they figured that out.
Like Chicago had a trade, but did you hear what the Chicago offered us?
No.
It was crazy. It was like 2 starters and like 2 or 3 third round picks for Russell.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they really needed somebody.
I was.
And then they got whatever that quarterback's
Oh,
name
they
is.
got Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Andy Dalton.
I mean, I was definitely sweating for a little bit. I thought that Russ might see his way out because he was kind of making a big fuss about the offensive line and stuff, but once the Bears signed Andy Dalton, all I could do was
Yeah.
laugh because I knew
Yeah,
that
I
Russell
was
wasn't going
laughing too.
there.
Yeah. And you see it was like Jeopardy, but it said Wilson, but it says Andy Dalton.
Oh, that's
This is like
funny.
what Chicago fans wanted. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, one other thing that I just saw last night that's exciting is Chris Carson just got another deal. So we got Carson back, which it looked like a few teams were making a pretty good push at him too. So hopefully he'll stick around for a couple more years and he can really make an impact.
I think he's gonna stay maybe for another year after his 2-year deal is up
Okay.
or something like that.
Yeah, that would be good.
He's
And I
too
mean,
valuable.
we still have Jamal Adams on the defense, so that's good.
Hey, we gotta call him Blitz Boy because that's what the media calls him.
I
Well,
like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jamal Adams and the defense, Travis, what are your thoughts on if they brought Richard Sherman back? Do you think that's just too much, or do you think he would come back?
Yeah, I think he'll come back, but it's up in the air because it's like he had the injuries, So
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
it would not be smart, but I would still love to have him back. But it's up to the office,
Yeah,
the Seahawks.
that should be interesting to see
Yeah.
if they do bring him back because I know he kind of made a big stink when he did leave Seattle, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. I feel like that was kind of the last era of the defense, but at the same time, we didn't bring Griffin back, so we could use some help there.
Yeah.
Your last Twitter poll going into your social medias, I know
Yeah.
you were looking to see what Mariners jersey you get next. Did you ever land on one? Because I voted for the Northwest Green, but I know that's a fan favorite.
Yeah, it was like a 65% Northwest Green. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
sick.
get hopefully next Monday they'll have them at the stadium, and then I'll buy a Kyle Lewis.
Nice. I think that's a wise choice because hopefully Kyle Lewis is going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, you probably already have a Seager jersey, huh?
No, I got Seager t-shirt, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and hopefully Kyle Lewis has a career that has the same like longevity that Kyle Seager has had in Seattle because he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I'm kind of nervous about. I mean, I know Seager's been on the Mariners for a while, but how long do you guys think he has left? Because I feel like he's getting kind of up there in terms of baseball age.
Yeah, that's tough. I think maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah, I would hope that, I
Yeah.
mean, with all the rebuilding that the Mariners organization is doing, hopefully he can be part of a championship run, if not a postseason run in some form, because he's really, I mean, he's stuck with the team and he has the talent. He's a Gold Glove guy. So hopefully if we can make a playoff push in 2 years and we have Kyle Seager for another 3 years, I think that would be ideal.
Yeah, sign me up on that.
I'm definitely in for that. Well, before we let you get out of here, Travi, one thing, speaking of social media, that I'd love for you to do is just share with the people where they can follow you. You're big on Instagram and Twitter, but one that you can't forget to talk about is your TikTok because you're always on there making the dance videos. So let people know where they can follow you to get all the latest Travi Lems.
On Instagram, on Lems Travi. And then Twitter, I gotta double check.
Yeah, I think you've got a couple on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely interact with Travis on our accounts. So I mean, if we retweet, people will definitely see the right one.
Yeah, Travis_Lems, and it has a DK Metcalf picture.
Oh,
Hey,
perfect.
nice.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
this,
Show the people. There you
Love
go.
that.
Nice.
and it has like this cover photo.
Oh yeah,
Becky Lynch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
we'll know where to find you.
And then TikTok.
Yeah.
Travi_Fortune Metcalf number.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all the listeners out there, if you
And
want to
then
see
this
some
picture.
dance moves. Oh, there you go. Little
There he
Mariner
is.
This
selfie.
is Alki Beach.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis has all the latest TikTok dance videos. I'm personally not good at keeping up with those, but you're always good at jumping on them and giving them your best shot. So
That's fine.
always jump on there for some good dance moves, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're always ready for the Jumbotron at the Mariners game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta be ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, man, after Hunter goes to the Mariners game this weekend, and then hopefully you go next week, you guys will have to share some stories about how the first games in a couple years went. But we appreciate you coming on, man. Always good to talk to you.
Yeah. Always good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll have to go to a game this summer. Hopefully we get a good season ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, next time I see you, I'll probably be kicking your butt on Madden. But
Okay.
all right, man. Good to talk to you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Man, such a fun interview with Travis, catching up with him, just talking about some memories, some baseball. One of the biggest Seattle sports fans you guys will ever meet or hear from. Make sure to go give him the follows on those socials. And before we get into some segments, that interview was brought to you by Apex Koozie. We love Apex Koozie. We count on them to keep our drinks cold. Tall and skinny, or just your regular 12-ounce beer can. Go to apexkoozie.com to grab yours today for 10% off using code WASHEDUP.
Yeah, can't beat an Apex Koozie, especially when we had the hottest day of the year today. Throw a White Claw in there, 73 degrees with a nice ice cold drink thanks to Apex. So definitely can't beat it. And summer is here and right around the corner for a lot of people. So get your hands on Apex real quick.
And as we alluded to before the interview, got to loop back with one of our oldest segments that we were talking about when being in a baseball stadium was not anywhere even close to being in the picture. But we got our segment, Ballpark Eats. It's what you hope for. It's what you want when you're at a ballpark. And I will be there on Friday. I'm so pumped. And so Duncan kind of hinted at it earlier, but I'll just say it right off the bat. Walking into the ballpark before I even sit down. So I'm sitting in the left field bleachers right above the bullpen.
Nice.
Gonna grab a 24-ounce Bodhisattva. I'm actually getting in the spirit today with Georgetown Brewing's other best, in my opinion. A little bit of Johnny Utah, their other pale ale. So good. So I'll get a 24-ounce Bodhisattva and a Seattle dog, like you heard Travis say. One of a kind. Honestly, got to have it. And then I'm sure that Hannah and I will house some garlic fries just to get back in the spirit. Sunflower seeds, if they allow it. I don't know. Mask and COVID and everything. Not going to make or break. And then obviously kettle corn as long as my arm, like I said last week.
Yeah, tall kettle corn is back.
It's back, baby.
Well, for me, I was actually watching a cooking show earlier and they were making some homemade caramel corn. And to me, kettle corn, popcorn, caramel corn. I actually popped a bag of popcorn in the microwave the other day at work. It was Friday afternoon. I was like, hey, might as well have a good Friday pick-me-up snack. That popcorn just hit the spot. So I'm excited for you to send the selfie with, the 3-foot bag of kettle corn.
Yeah. Watch out. See if the tall kettle corn gets featured in a live CTL Insta or Facebook.
Yeah, well, for me, Ballpark Eats not happening quite yet, but with the Boise Hawks making a comeback with minor league baseball returning, as well as the brand new infamous Candy County Spuds, definitely hoping to get out to a game, hopefully here in May, because I think that the Spuds, along with the Hawks, both start here Memorial Day weekend, which Hunter will actually be in town for, I believe.
Perfect. Let's
So
go.
we might be doing a little live stream or live reporting from your inaugural Spuds opening weekend. But until then, I won't have any Ballpark Eats. Excited though to get out there and do it because I mean baseball's here and I can just smell the barbecues now. But speaking of baseball, we've got our fantasy baseball draft coming up this week.
Yeah, it is on Wednesday night. So I think that we will be on a Zoom call. I don't know if that's going to be recorded or not, but a whole bunch of it's a washed up league. We have 8 invested managers ready to go. Just crunching the books, scouting the players. We're invested and hey, we're here for it. So excited for fantasy baseball this season. Don't let last season be any indication to the caliber of a manager that I am. As you guys heard from Fantasy Feats and Failures, which will be back next week.
Yes.
Because as you guys know from my fantasy football and now March Madness, which is a nice segue because I don't know, Duncan, if you have any improvements from your bracket percentage last week, but I sure do.
I actually do. So last week, if anybody remembers, I was sub 9. I was around 8.6%. And with a little bit going on this week, I got over 20% this week. So a little improvement to the bracket. I also entered the second chance bracket and I'm just over 33% in that one. So things are really looking up here. Don't think I'm in the money in anywhere though.
Dang, that is unfortunate. But good news from my camp over here. So as of Sunday night, with the game between USC and Oregon still going on, my bracket is at 78.4%. And
Whoa.
I am first. I'm first in 2 of my brackets out of 4, and then second and third in a couple others. So we're looking at some coin, and by the time you guys hear this, the Elite 8 will also be completed and the Final 4 table will be set.
Classic Hunter probably picked the bracket with his eyes closed and he's just riding the high horse. Hunter's like always the classic. That is very unfortunate because, and he's like, yep, just shot in dark with 78%. So there you have it.
Hey, if I can carry this momentum into my fantasy baseball, you might as well just hang up the cleats tonight.
Yeah, I think you used your momentum too early, and now I'm going to carry from fantasy baseball full length season into fantasy football and just take the ship on both.
Oh, well, that's a bold prediction. Speaking of those.
Yeah, well, whatever happens in the next couple weeks of March Madness, I'm just hoping for a Gonzaga championship, home
Same.
state. Only 4 hours from the hometown, so definitely got to take the Zags all the way. I know a lot of the country did, and I think with the blowout win today on Sunday, they are just ready to blow out the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Well, definitely looking forward to opening day, 24 hours after this episode, and I'll be in the stands before I know it. Talk about that Friday feeling.
Yeah, well, you can sense our excitement for opening day just from this episode. Make sure you share it with all your friends. Go ahead and head over to Apple Podcasts. Make sure you click that 5-star review if that's what you're feeling. And also make sure you drop us a review because those help and we appreciate the feedback. So share your excitement with us. We want to know what you're excited for your team. And then finally, we're doing a little call to action here. If you are a current college baseball, minor league baseball, professionally baseball player of any sort, we want to talk to you. If you're a coach right now of any of those type of teams as well, we'd love to have you on and just hear a little bit of insight as the season gets underway of your experience and everything good that the game of baseball has for us this spring.
Yeah, now that baseball is literally back in full swing, we are baseball focused. Hey, Dunk, we made it through the off season. We're here. Baseball's back. And yeah, we want players, coaches, athletic trainers. We want to talk to you guys.
Yeah, well, until you hear from us from next time, Hunter's going to have a Good Friday on Good Friday, going to the Mariners game. Hope you all have a good, safe, and happy Easter as Sunday approaches. And we are excited that baseball is officially back.
Yeah, catch me live from Safeco Field. I'll be FaceTiming Duncan in. Maybe we'll get like on Hannah's phone, and then Duncan will kind of be there too in the live video. Oh, we can do the joint live video on Insta. So there we go.
Well, I think that Marco Gonzalez is going to be up there on the mound, and by the 7th inning, if he makes it that far as Travis predicted, I think he's going to
Climb the ladder.